This is memory lane for me. I grew up in the 50s, a long time ago. This is a 1955 Plymouth Belvedere. It's got a really, really interesting story. Now, I grew up in a Chrysler Rolls-Royce garage, and that's where my love of Mopar and of Rolls-Royce, that's a dichotomy. That's where it all started, working for my Uncle Wes, way back in the day. A lot of things were happening with engineering coming out of Detroit back in the 50s. This is a perfect example. This may be a one of one. Let me explain it to you. In the 50s, a Plymouth DeSoto dealer, have you ever even heard of DeSoto? Are you that young? Probably. Okay, a Plymouth DeSoto dealer, his name was Stoney Denham. He was in Redding, California, and he ordered and received this car. This car came with what was known then as polyspherical heads. We're talking the heads on the engine. Okay. That was a pretty good motor, but they also had at the time the hemispherical heads. Now this is a 260 V8, and it came with these poly heads, what everybody called poly heads. They were good, but the Hemi was better. Well, Stoney, being the guy that he was, he came out of World War II and got this dealership going and built it up. The dealership is open till this day. Anyway, his grandson runs it. Stoney complained to the factory, and he said, "Why can't we have Hemi heads on this car? Because we know they're better." Well, he complained enough that the factory complied, and they sent him, are you ready, a kit for the dealer to install hemispherical heads on a 260 V8 and a 55 Plymouth, which he did. This was going to be his wife's car. Figured if it was good enough for his wife, it was good enough for his customers. So that's what he did, and the results were absolutely fantastic. 260 V8 with Hemi heads and an automatic and a 55 Plymouth Belvedere two-door. Pretty cool package, really cool package. And it's obviously a 50s color. I remember refrigerators being this color too. There's lots more to it. Like I said, the dealership is open to this day. It's in California. The story is that this car sat in the dealership for 27 years. Then it was sold to this fellow in Arizona, and he had it for about 10 years. And then a friend of mine, who's also the seller of this car, he bought it from the fellow in Arizona. He brought it back to Oklahoma, where he lives, and he did the restoration. And I got to tell you, when this man does a restoration, he does it right. I don't know many people with more or better mechanical skills than the seller of this car. He did a complete restoration. He did the paint back to the original. He restored the engine, and that's where he's a master. He restored the transmission. He redid the brakes. He turned it into a 12-volt system, which really makes a lot of sense on any modern car today. And everybody believes that this is a true 76,000 mile car. Okay, so we've got low mileage for 1955, a dealer installed Hemi, wow, and an automatic, and a beautifully restored car. Is it the only one in the world? Have you ever heard of another dealer installed Hemi head conversion? Ever? For anything? This could be the only one, especially on a 260. So what's it worth? That's the next question for the next owner, because it's for sale. 40, 50, more? I don't know. It's a huge piece of history. Absolutely giant piece of history. And a great backstory with, once again, known ownership from new. You can't ask any questions that can't be answered about this car. Well, there it is. And it's up for sale April 12th.